Hey guys, it's me Elizabeth. I'm back with another video. Today I am going to be doing something a little bit different. I plan to do more of these in the future if this turns out okay. I'm really bad at doing this actually. I tried doing this one other time and I failed. It just was really bad filming and it was just really bad. I mean, I'm not very great at filming anyways. But I'm going to be doing a hair tutorial. It is not this hair. Sorry, I'm not filming the intro in the future with my nice hair. I'm just filming the intro now because I don't know why. I just am. But this is my horrible slept-in hair. Basically, I'm going to do this hairstyle, but I'm going to redo it so that it's actually nice. Because I did this hair yesterday and had it in all day, and then I just slept in it because I was lazy and didn't feel like taking all the bobby pins out, which is what makes up 90% of this hairstyle. So I'm gonna take this hair out and then I'm gonna show you how to do it because I'm redoing my hair for a little photo shoot. If I can do that, we'll see. I was thinking to do that outside, so we'll see what happens. But right now I'm going to show you how to get the nicer version of this hair, and I actually love this hairstyle. It's pretty easy to do. It's not gonna take you like 2 seconds to do, but it's not gonna take you like 10 minutes to do either. It'll probably take you like a couple minutes. For me, it doesn't take that long, but when you're first doing it, it might take a little longer, and it just depends, like, you know, on what you're doing and stuff. But it doesn't take that long for me, and it's pretty simple. I actually learned this from Bernadette Banner. I'll link the video down below, but it's a older video and she came out with a newer one recently that's a little bit different. But I watched it and I was like, some of the stuff didn't really make sense in my brain. I mean, it does, but like I tried to do it and I was like, this failed, and I think this method works well with my hair for now. So maybe I'll change it up one day and make it different or more like Bernadette's current hair, Victorian hair. But this is a Victorian hairstyle based roughly like 1890s or maybe Edwardian. I don't know, whichever one. I say 1890s for myself. I just say that it's based off the 1890s, but it could really be Edwardian or 1890s depending on how you do it, because they have relatively similar hairstyles, but the Edwardians made it poofier and more giant than the 1890s. So it's kind of similar, but I just say it's from the 1890s because that's what I'm gonna say. I don't know. And it's just inspired by that. It's not actually historically accurate or anything, at least to my knowledge. In the Edwardian and Victorian time periods for this style of hair, they would have used hair rats and things to make their hair like super poofy and stuff, which is great, but I don't have that kind of stuff, and I like this just for a more simple, like, inspired by history, but not too crazy that people are going to be like, not that I care what people think about me, but, you know, I don't have the ability to make my hair more poofy and more whatever. I don't know how to, don't have the supplies. Someday I will, hopefully, because when I make more garments and actually make completely historically accurate things, I'll want my hair to be historically accurate as well. But this is not, and that is what I'm trying to say. Sorry for the very long intro, but let's just get into the hair. Okay, so my hair is really gross right now. But what you're going to need, supplies, is you're going to need a hairbrush of some sort. Whatever hairbrush you have on hand works. Or if you have a comb, it's something to brush your hair out so you can brush it out so that it's nice and detangled. And then you're also going to want some bobby pins and a hair elastic. I have this little tiny black hair elastic thing, but you can just use normal hair breadths. Whatever works, whatever you have at hand. I have a couple of these little black things so I can use them because that clip cut off. My camera decided to be full, but I had another card on hand, so my hair looks like a tragedy mess right now. So the first thing I'm gonna do is brush through all of my hair, make sure it's nice looking and detangled and less this. So we're just gonna brush through our hair. So a tip on brushing your hair that I learned from a YouTube video somewhere, I don't remember where, but you should start at the bottom of your hair. So when brushing your hair, you should brush the bottoms of your hair first, detangle that, and then work your way up and then go to the top of your head, because when you just go straight down, all those knots, like you have to go through all the knots. But if you start at the bottom, you get the bottom knots, and then you go up and you get these knots, and the bottom's already detangled, so when you go down, you're not just going through a ton of knots, you're already going through something that's detangled, and then when you get to the tops, it's the same kind of thing. I don't know if that made any sense, but on to the next step. If you want to, you can tease some of your hair up here at the top if you want this to be a more poofy, fuller, crazier, whatever, more accurate look. I've never really, I think I did that one time because I have issues where this side gets poofier looking than this side gets really flat looking, but I haven't really done the teasing thing a whole lot. But I might try a little bit of teasing on this side of my head and not this side and see what happens, just because this side is always super flat, so if I can make it less flat, we'll see. But I'm only going to do it to the top of my head, to like maybe this much, not the bottoms of my hair, because that's not going to be the part that needs teased. So basically you just kind of, not very good at teasing. I've never really teased my hair very often. I always just brush it, but you basically just back brush it. I think people use a comb for this sometimes, but I don't really have a comb on hand, so I'm just gonna try my best at this and then just kind of like flatten it out a little bit. I don't know if that did anything. So I actually decided to go and look in the mirror and take a comb and do the back combing with a comb, because I feel like that works so much better to tease my hair with. So I'm just trying, that's kind of a new thing that I'm trying. So if you want to not try that because I haven't, then feel free to skip that step. But basically now what we're going to do is we're going to need a lot of bobby pins. And when I say a lot, you're going to want like a bunch. Make sure you have a bunch of bobby pins on hand, and then you can use however many bobby pins you need in your hair, depending on your hair. This hairstyle especially works for people with long hair, if you're going to do it the way I'm doing it. Or you could use hair extensions, or you can just do it however you can with your short hair. But I would say that this works best with long hair, because I have long hair and I've never tried it with short hair. So what you're going to do is you're going to take a section in the front of your hair like this. It doesn't really, like, you don't want it to be super thick, but you also don't want like a tiny section. You want it to be relatively like a big enough section that like, just make sure you can make it as big as you want, as long as your bobby pin is going to be able to hold that section to your head. Essentially, that is what we're doing here. So you're going to take this section and you're going to twist it. So take this, pull this back, and then you're going to twist it. Oh, wait, we're twisting it towards our face, and you just want to twist it one time. You don't want to twist it more than that. And then you're going to take this section, put it on your head, push up this section so it's pushed up, and then just bobby pin that in place. And I like to use 2 or 3 bobby pins depending on if I think what's holding it and what's not holding it. Sometimes I use 2, sometimes I use 3. It just depends if I think it's gonna hold or not. And then that's your first section, and then we're gonna do the same thing on the right side, we're going to grab another section. It could be the same amount, less amount. Depending on your hair, it's probably going to not be as thick of an amount, because going back further, you don't want to do all of your hair in this. So you're going to take this section, pull it back, twist it towards you one time, push it up, and pin it in. And if this makes absolutely no sense, again, I will have Bernadette's older video linked below, and you can watch her video for a probably better tutorial on how to do this. And I'm probably not doing this exactly the way she did it either. I will also link her newer video below if you're interested in that. But then we're going to do one more section on the right side. We're just going to pull another section here of hair, twist it towards the head, and then push it up, pin it in place, secure it with the bobby pins. And now that is the right side of my face. You might have some strayaways and stuff, but we can adjust that later. Then we're going to move to the left side of my face. The way Bernadette did it was she did right side, left side, right side, left side. But the way I like to do it is do all the right side and then do the left side. Just because, I don't know, I just started doing it that way and now I do it that way. I don't think there's any particular reason why I do it that way, I just do. So then you do take the left side and you take a section and you just do the same thing. So you twist it towards your head and push up, pin in place. I'm not in a very good spot right now for this. I'm also not looking in any mirror. I'm just looking in my viewfinder thing. My screen can pop up on my camera, and so I'm just looking at that for this. Usually I'd be in my closet looking in my mirror for this. So you pin that side up, and you do 3 on this side as well. So you take this, twist it, push it, and pin. Okay, now that we've done that, we still have all of this hair back here. So what you can do, there's actually multiple things you can do here if you want, but I just do it at the same time every time I do it, because this is the way I like to do it. Sorry, I'm losing my bobby pins right now. I wish there was a better way to do this. Hold on, let me put these down here. Okay, so you can either take your hair, twist it onto a bun on top of your head and just pin it a whole bunch. That is one way you can do it if you want. But I like to take this section. Let me show you. Take this section and just braid it into a braid. And if you have long hair like me, you should have enough to braid a really long braid. And I just want to make sure I'm keeping this braid in the middle of the back of my head back here, instead of like pulling it to the side. So just braid it all the way down. And a tip that Bernadette has in her video when braiding is, if you're braiding and your arms are getting tired from braiding directly out, turn your head to one side as far as you can and then pull this out to this side like so, and make sure you're kind of pulling this back as far as you can, and just keep braiding until you get to a point where when you're braiding it's not pulling it to either side and it doesn't matter. So you can just pull it back this way so it's still as far back as it can be, rather than pulling it to the side and then having the braid be lopsided. So then you can just, once you get to the end, sort of close to the end or whatever, you can just keep braiding like this. And you want to go down, I like to go down as far as I possibly can with the braid, which means the end is not going to have hardly any hair, or I hope. And my hair is kind of a frizzy mess right now because I slept with this hairstyle, so it's kind of a mess. But you want to go down with the braid as far as you possibly can, and then secure it with your elastic or hair fret, whatever you have on hand. So now we have this braid, and what we're going to do is pull this braid up. Make sure we pull it like nice and taut. We don't want like it to be any bulkier than it already is back there. And we're going to take the end of this braid and we're just going to roll this. Now because this end is just hair and not actually braid, it might stick out, but that's okay. We have bobby pins for that. So we're just going to roll this into a nice little roll, kind of like a cinnamon roll or something. And you can basically position it on your head wherever you think looks right. I like to do kind of like about there maybe. It depends. I don't have a mirror, so I'm just going maybe like up a little bit like that. Also, if you want to make the bun bigger, you can just kind of make your roll less coiled into each other and make it more out coiled, which is how I had it yesterday, but I'm gonna have it more tightly coiled this time because I think that's actually a better idea. And then you just start pinning this with as many pins as you need to keep this secure on your head. And this should be roughly what it looks like. I'm gonna have to go look in my mirror and make sure it looks okay. But the last thing, if you want to do this, you can. This is optional. But you can just kind of pull at the sides of your hair and make it floofier. This side could use some more floof. And just kind of fluff it out more, pulling your hair until it looks the way you want. And then you get this kind of 1890s Edwardian hairstyle. Another option that you can do instead of braiding your hair and rolling it into a bun, you could take all of that hair and tie it up and then add like a bow or a ribbon or something and just have it be like a ponytail type thing. Bernadette also did that, I think, in her video. I didn't show you that because I kind of forgot, and I've also just didn't think about it, but I have done that hairstyle before. It's just the same thing, but instead of putting it in a bun, you just leave it in a ponytail, and you can add a you can add a ribbon or a bow to make it, you know, nice looking so you don't see the bret and stuff like that. But that is this hairstyle. I hope you enjoyed it. Please comment below if you tried this hairstyle, or if you've done any historical hairstyles before. And comment below if you want me to make more videos on historical hairstyles, and if there are any particular historical hairstyles you want me to try. I'm always up for trying new things. I like most different eras of history, so I'm willing to try just about any hairstyle if you give me the what you want me to try out. And this is my look. I will give you some pictures of the final look with my outfit that I'm going to do the photo shoot with. And I will see you in the next video. Feel free to subscribe and like the video. And I hope this inspires you to have your own sewing adventures. I want to give some quick comments on this hair that I did today. I had to move the bun back a little bit because I went to look in my actual mirror and I was like, oh yeah, that's a little too forward. And that teasing that did wonders for this side. Like, this side is usually way flatter than this, and it actually looks kind of like slightly symmetrical, not perfect or anything, but it looks so much better than it usually does, and I'm gonna have to do that every time. And I think this is one of the best one of the best looking versions of this hairstyle. Like, every time I do it, I think it looks cool, but this is the coolest one yet. And, I mean, it's the same process, but it's the one that looks the best out of all of the million times I've done this hairstyle. And, yeah, I'm really excited. Now I've got to go do a photo shoot with this.